Good morning, everybody. This is addzeros. How's everything? Hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me? Good morning. Good morning, Andre. Good morning, Louis. Gonna really appreciate. Yeah, give me thumbs up and share on your Facebook so people can join. Today, a market has rejected the yesterday high, and SPY and the Nasdaq and the Dow all are negative. Slightly negative, but they are negative today. So if we look at the gapping down stock, the first stock we see is FISV. Daily looks really good. It has a bear flag. Yesterday came down very well. So did you swing TME? So FISV is making bear flag on the daily. We have some support here. Yeah, yesterday it has a recovery because market is people are really have a lot of money. They are waiting for any dip to buy. And this is being happening from last few months, and who knows that how long it's going to continue, right? So definitely FISV is for gapping down, looks really nice at this point, and we have some resistance here, so we have some support. And if we mark some previous resistance, so we can mark it here, which is on 120 level, and then the bigger resistance is uh, on the bear flag, which was started continuation. So let's see, it's already is outside day, is gapping down. So we have that momentum. Weekly is really negative, coming down with a lot of momentum. So we can expect a little bit more continuation here. So this looks really good. That's good. That's good. That's good, Andre. All right. Yeah, but it's not then if it is in demo, then it shouldn't be about only one stock. It should be about your strategy that on what parameters you have taken and whether those parameters you can replicate in the future, right? That is going to be a determining factor for you to have a continued success. So, so that's first one is FISV. Take those levels on the 5 minutes and the 30 minutes chart. If you look at it clearly, 117, which we have already marked as as a support. Another support has been created at the 118 level, which is right now in consolidation. So there is a bit of congested, and 1840 is the another business. So let's mark all these levels and move to the next one. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. The next one we have is the Mavis. Mavis is active from last few days. So let's see where it does. Very strong momentum coming down all the way from where it started. So I'm not sure what it's gonna do today. Yesterday it was selling off the whole day. Uh, Unfortunately, we didn't trade yesterday. If you look at it, but if you look at it, it was really congested in the first hour until we usually do is between $19 to $18 in the range. So it's hard to see any pattern. And then it bounced back in the afternoon or 2 o'clock until 1950 and then came down back again. And then it's just, after market hours is another gap down. So it's it's not a play in trading hours. So yeah, so next one what we see which is new for today is a Twitter, which is I think uh, is the earning play. Let's see what happened. So Twitter, look at the daily. High was 83, came down, really selling off. Now is on the 55, and 55 has a January support created here. If we look at it, this was a support, and let's see what it does at this point. It is very close to the 55 level, but if it's break this resistance, then there is a big room for to come down. But for our morning play, we will hope to to push back up a little bit, and then we can sell. We can short this stock. But at this point, if you look at it, there was not a nice volume, i- i- but it's waving down, and at this point, it gets got some support, and then now on the 57.10. It is making another, if you look at it, another support here. So uh, this is bit congested, but definitely is coming down with a very slow momentum. If you look at it, the candle size is very small. From 7 o'clock to the 8:30 at this point is only covered 50 cents, and in the morning from 4 o'clock to the 7 o'clock 6:30 is another 40 cents. So 35 cents. So it's really slow momentum. So we can't uh, expect much from it stock because it's really a slow momentum. Let's look at the Neo before we go AZN. So Neo is also gapping down on the daily. If you look at it, let's just remove all this lines. Okay, so if you look at the daily, uh, from 68 in the January to the 37, it in the March to April, multiple time it came down and touched this level around 33. Is a strong support area, so let's mark this. And then strong resistance is on the 46. The next resistance has been created, uh, is on the 42. Now the question is that there's already an outside day coming out, whether it's going to continue to go up to 34 or is just going to hold uh, around this. If you look at it, the previous one, which is around the 3680 or 3650, and it's just bounced back from here. So we need to see, mark this level, and definitely if it's bounced a little bit, we can do go for a short. It can be a gap and go. If you look at it, coming out with the momentum, 8 o'clock big candle. Let's mark some intraday levels too. So clearly this become a resistance here, another resistance is here, and then another resistance we can see is here. So definitely we have is a downside play. Definitely we can go and play with the neo. Let's look at the AZN. So A's and N, look at the daily first. So daily for A's and N, it's gapping up and very slightly up by, it's 4% up uh, over the very close to the previous resistance. Couldn't break so far. If you look at it, that was a resistance 53.60 and right now is on 72. So only by 12.7 it broke the previous resistance. Let's mark the another resistance is 54 and the next resistance we can see here is on 55. So this is a resistance clearly, and if we go to the smaller time frame, uh, not much doing. It's just consolidating within the same range of the 4 o'clock. For which day? For which day, Andre? Yeah, this one, right? This one you're talking about. I think maybe if I remove the pre-market data, outside data, then maybe this is the one you're talking? Today's pre, okay. I don't know. Let me see here. What was your opening price of the pre-market today? Because for me is 50. Let me check on the Finviz. Let me check on Finviz now. I'm checking on the Finviz. Yes, Finviz. I also have a big bottoming tail coming on. Um, is touch up to the 51.33. It doesn't really matter. Maybe it was a noise. I don't know. Maybe it was a noise. Yeah, it was a noise. It was a noise. If you look at it, there's a big candle which touch up to the 51.50, and that candle is on 805. So it was just a noise. It was a noise. So don't worry on that. I think it was just a noise. I think the candle is 805, which came all the way down here. So it was just a noise. Ignore that noise. So right now, let's mark the support. Nothing at this point, there's nothing special here. If you look at it, it's just consolidating. We have to see, really, if we wanted to see is a long play, this has to break this level. So nothing special at this point. So we have already checked FISV, we have checked NEO, we have checked Twitter, we have checked AZN. Let's check NNDM. So right now NNDM is under $10. It's gapped down 4%. Okay, and is has a support at 6 and it has a resistance over 960 for intraday. If we look at it, not big good volume. We look at the candle is not forming well, so it doesn't look really good. CLOV, which we tried to play on the upside, it it was fade out yesterday. Now it is below $10, so we can keep an eye. If it's break $10, we can definitely go long. Uh, so we can definitely watch this level of a 10, and if we can get something out of it, we can definitely play on the long side. But the short side, I don't know that whether it has any momentum for us to give it to us, because this is going to be second day after the big move back up. and we already see a bottoming tail, so might likely is gonna push back up. So if it's go over 10, then we can take an interest and plan to move back up. Okay. So next one is next one is Uber. Let me check. Okay, next one is Uber. Uber is yeah, it can be continuation, but if you look at the bottoming tail, is maybe an inside day too, right? So we can definitely keep an eye. Let's look at the smaller time frame. Right now, it is only slightly red. Um, Not big volume, nothing much happening at this point. Clearly, it had a support around 54, right? Let's mark this support, and if we get a chance, we can look at it. Let's mark this, and the next one is ENPH. Let's check ENPH. Let's check the daily first. Nice momentum coming down with the strong momentum. This is much better than the Uber, but is breaking out. So let's mark this 140, 139 level, and if we can get the breakdown on this, we can go for it because it's a big room here. If it's breakdown here, we have a good room here. So that looks good. ENPH. So let me put this as well. Next is the CLX. So CLX is around 178, has some support. Let's look at the smaller time frame. See, nothing, not a big volume. Um we can see as the market opens what it does. Just put a secondary shortlist right now. Okay, let's check the XPAV. XPAV, I think, is just like another EV. We already have a Neo. All are gapping down, and this looks good as well. Is gapping down. It's underneath of the previous support, so we will keep an eye. If it's break this, we can get the good momentum under 2970. So let's mark this level, and if we go to the smaller time frame to get some levels, definitely we have some support here on the 2980, and then we have another one is on 3010th. Okay, guys, I think this is so many stock right now, so we can definitely keep all of them. And if you have nothing else, then we can just see you on the Skype then. All right, so let's catch up. It's 9:25 on Skype, and then we can do a trade together. Hopefully today is a Friday. We have a better day today. So far week is good. Not a uh, you know uh, extraordinary week, but at least a better week uh, than than the previous weeks. So let's keep it this way and see you there then on the Skype. All right, bye.